Why have today youngsters stopped opting for the forces like they used to in the early days?
Actually, it's a beautiful question. No, most of us would say it is materialistic world. Most of us would say that the perspective today is to get rich quickly without putting the hard work.
Right.
Most of us would say that it is also the social media, the television, the films that you see, and the way they show, very quickly you have become rich. You must have this kind of a lifestyle. You must have a Jaguar waiting on ground.
Right.
No, you can't get that from the armed forces. And again, the sensitivity towards not getting hurt is much higher. I remember the first time in school, I was told by one of the TV channels, don't cover this as an example, but I must cover with you because I've never covered it anywhere.
I love that.
I used to love English literature, and I used to love poetry, and I still love poetry. So at that period of time, I had an English teacher whom we used to call as Poems, Miss Poems.
Okay.
So because her pronunciation was like that. And she used to always give me 5 marks. And I used to put my heart and soul in the assignments, try to analyze the poem and try to bring out those, key words and key lessons or whatever that came out, analysis that came out of the poem.
Right.
But I always got around 5 plus minus half mark. So one day I said, I must do something different. We had twins who used to top. They were in the same class.
Okay.
So I looked at one of the twins' copy and verbatim, chip diya. And then I put the copy to her for the assignment. Sure enough, I got 5. And when I looked at that, my friends, I don't want to take his name here now, but he's still a good friend of mine.
Right.
And when I looked at his copy, he got 7.5 marks.
Out of 10.
Out of 10.
Yeah.
So I took both the copies. Now look at this. This is called courage, if you can look at it.
Right.
Otherwise, it's panga.
Of course.
And remember that time when nobody used to, do such things as to your teacher. So when I took those 2 copies and took it to her, and I said, what mistake I am making,
Right.
please tell me that, because I want to learn. She gave me a nice tight slap. So that's the first thing. That time it was allowed. Nobody used to say anything. If I told my dad, he would have said, "Tune kaam hi kuch aisa kiya hoga." But that, I saw there was a behavioral change in her. Next time I gave the assignment, I was suddenly got a jump at 6.5. And then onwards, it motivated me. And I started doing well from my 9th class onwards.
Right.